Hi, welcome back. My name is Omolola and you're on to CTM with Omolola. Why am I smiling so brightly? It's because today I'll be talking about one of my temperaments. I'm not going to share, but you figure it out. Now for today we'll be talking about the phlegmatic and the choleric. I'll try not to betray myself. You can figure out what temperament it is. So now down to the phlegmatic. Now the beautiful thing about being a phlegmatic is that they're calm, easygoing. They're the most gentle people you would come across in this lifetime. Confrontation is not their language as opposed to the choleric. And most of the time they are very agreeable. Not because they're stupid, but because they just don't want that stress. They don't want that problem. They don't want to have issues with other people. And of course, due to that nature, people have a tendency to take them for granted to the point that when they hurt them, they don't talk about it. So people just feel like, oh, he's okay with it, she's okay with it, there's no big deal. But then it does an emotional damage to these people. So if you have someone like that, treat them with care. I'm not trying to say they are very delicate, but I'm trying to say they are highly sensitive people. The people that call hypersensitive, maybe in one of these days I'm going to talk about that, but the people that are hypersensitive, most of the time phlegmatic people are like that. Now, I must say this, their orientation is service, so they're service oriented, so they are the kind of people that you know you can count on them. They're reliable, they would do anything for you. They're those kind of people, with or without being friends with them. That's how they are. They're always willing to help, they're always willing to come to someone's aid, even sometimes when it is detrimental to them. And that's the thing about having that kind of temperament. So they love to spend time with family, with friends. They live a quiet life. They don't like the noise that a sanguine would normally be up for, you know. And of course, another beautiful thing about this temperament is the fact that they are easy to work with. They work well with people. Yes, even though they might not be people oriented because they are introverted, they are the kind of people that you want on your team. They're the kind of people that you know that, okay, you can rely on them. You know, reliability is a very great virtue that they possess. Now, another thing about the phlegmatic person too is that they resist change. Change is not a language that they speak. So in case you know that, yes, it is something different from what they would do normally, you need to ease them into that process. Don't push it, don't force it. It will take a time for them to adjust, but you have to handle it gently because they don't like change. They resist it. But over time, if you give them a little amount of time, they get comfortable along the line. Now, another thing too is, take notes, they don't trust people easily, but they easily make friends. That's a choleric. Now, take note, that's the rarest temperament of them all. Oftentimes, they can be very, very, very scarce. I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm trying to say they are not that common, you know, compared to the sanguine or other temperaments. Let me put it like that. Now, so who is a choleric person? A choleric person is result oriented. So they're people that they set goals and they achieve them. They're strong. You know, they're people that we perceive as strong, independent, you know, and of course we believe that yes, they are target oriented. They set it, they achieve it, you know, and of course they come with this kind of energy. So most of the time they could be perceived as aggressive, but they are not aggressive. The only thing is just that they don't have so much time to beat around the bush. So most of the time they're very blunt, and people could take their being blunt as being rude. And that's the truth about the choleric. They are not rude, but they're just people that they don't have so much time to waste on details. Come and get it done, you know. They have that kind of vibe and energy. So sometimes it could be a whole lot working with them. At some point, yes, people have, when they walk into the room, because they exude self-confidence, people have a tendency to be intimidated. But the beautiful thing about them is when you get to know them, you then realize that, oh, actually, they're not actually intimidating. They're just who they are. Their confidence, they hold their heads up high, you know, they have that kind of vibe about them. Now, The thing is, yes, for the choleric, yes, it could be someone's primary temperament and it could be some other people's secondary temperament. Now, but either ways, even if it's the primary or secondary, it can be very, very scarce. So now the thing, or shall I say, the language that a choleric speaks is control. So they're the ones that like to be in control. So you're like, you know, if you're in the workplace and then they ask you, and then you ask, what is being done? Or they ask you, what are you doing? And then you're like, they're like, I don't have time. So patience is not a virtue for them, basically. Another thing about the choleric is that they rally around people. They're very supportive, even though they don't easily make relationships as well. But the beautiful thing about them is that they have close friends that they normally stick with, and they're very, very supportive by nature. Another thing about them is they don't do well with peer pressure, in the sense that you can't pressure them to do anything, so they're strong-willed. They're like that. What they want to do is what they want to do. You can't do anything about it, literally. Another thing about the choleric too is the fact that they never run out of ideas. So there are those people that you have the tendency, if you have a friend that you like asking for advice and then they'll come up with so many solutions at once, that's the choleric. Now there's so much about this temperament, and I will encourage you research about it and also go online for a test. Yes, you can find out the personality that you are, but mind you, you're not restrained to a particular personality. Thank you and see you next week.